they weren't filmed, you wouldn't believe it.
Whatever you do on your channel is your business. And ultimately, I don't care. But if all the value you provide is your face plastered in a corner, maybe it's time to rethink what you're doing. But alright, you already heard this tune a bunch of times. Lots of reaction content is at the very worst, theft, or at the very best, lazy. So, what more is there to add? Well, frankly, I just felt like yapping for 2 hours, so I made this video. All the topics are listed here, feel free to scroll along the lines and just skip to whatever you find interesting. But, assuming you're still here, let's start from the beginning. Now, if your parents didn't pay you enough attention as a kid, you probably grew up in the same place as me, the YouTube homepage. Now, if you were anything like me, you watched reaction content. Big names like Reaction Time, Aziland, Sniper Wolf basically lived on my homepage. So recently nostalgia hit me and I decided, let's go and see how they're doing right now. 13 million subs and 5,000 views? What happened? But the fallout in views isn't even the worst part. Looking back at these videos, at some of their best videos, I realized I was a really dumb kid. How'd they even watch this? Was my brain not developed enough to have my own reaction, so I had to watch someone else do it? All they did was made the video accessible to the blind by just narrating what the fuck is happening on screen. How could I think this content is good? Reaction Time may be dead, but other channels are still very well alive. Even though 300k is a far cry from Sniper Wolf's 30 million subs, this begs the question, is reaction content dead? Alright, nowadays the lines between reaction and commentary are very blurred, so it might help to go back 10,000 years to YouTube's ancient days and see how both of these content families developed. So back in the wild west of YouTube, reaction videos were about one thing: watching a video and providing your immediate unfiltered response. Videos like kids react, grandmas, grandpas, convicts, whoever the fuck reacts were blowing up, and for all the wrong reasons. They didn't provide any value to the video, usually only saying, "Oh my god, that's crazy, damn," or just sitting there completely silently watching, and maybe adding some final thoughts at the end before asking you to sub to their incredible perfect channel. Even though all of their content was essentially stolen and leached off the original content creators. But what can you do? That was the wild west of YouTube. At the same time, Ray William Johnson did something slightly different. Instead of reacting to videos, he was actually commenting on them and providing a lot of feedback, just talking, yapping, making jokes, doing takes, doing whatever the fuck. And it made sense. It made sense to watch his videos of the original video, because he added value to it. Some alternative take have you not gotten that if you just watched the original video. I cannot talk about the origins of commentator YouTube without mentioning Leafy is here. Love him or hate him, you have to admit, he kind of brought a huge wave and he was surfing it. Get it? Because he had a knife. Where is my knife? Does this spike my viewer attention? Love him or hate him, you have to admit, when other people were just watching videos in silence, you couldn't go 5 seconds without hearing Leafy just yap about the video for 15 minutes. But that's what worked. He was roasting the videos, making jokes, roasting them some more, making more jokes, roasting them some more. He brought a whole new way of commentary, which was kind of toxic, but was kind of funny, so I don't care.
BuzzFeed! Wow.
Much. Grateful. Very.
Thanks.
You guys are just the best. That was totally not cringy, retarded, made no sense, or made me want to fucking kill myself.
It was clear that even though all he did was watched and talked about videos, he was still adding value. Now this commentary style was no longer about just analyzing cat videos. It was about exposing creators, highlighting controversies, and injecting your own very strong opinions onto it. But still, you were providing content, you were creating stuff by doing all of this. Leafy might not have invented commentary, but he sure popularized a very specific style of it. The success of commentary channels like Leafy is Here and Ray William Johnson exposed a huge difference between the reaction and commentary genre. Intent. While pure reaction videos are essentially repackaging content and shipping it off, branding it as completely new and original, commentary, however harsh, aimed to create something new, add some value, add another take to it. And that shielded them from copyright. There was no striking moment when YouTube cracked down on reaction videos, but the creators of the original content were angry that people are leeching off their videos and adding no value, so through the years, more and more legal pressure built up on YouTube. Year by year, YouTube had to be stricter and stricter with fair use and copyright. And fair use laws are very up to interpretation, to say the least. But essentially the gist is your video has to be transformative, or change the content up in some kind of original way. So sitting there and just watching it was no longer cutting it. Reaction channels had to undergo the drastic change from saying, "Oh my god, that's crazy," every 5 minutes, to saying, "Oh my god, that's crazy," every 2 minutes. Tragic. This copyright pressure forced a change. Some reaction channels faded away, unable to survive the legal scrutiny. Others desperately tried to adapt, throwing in half-assed edits mixed with shitty jokes, desperately trying to hold the viewer's attention. But this made the watchers realize, wait, this guy actually has no personality. And now that they couldn't just leech off the original content to provide value to their videos, their content slowly lost relevance. Now, with less and less competition, reaction channels with actual personality and humor gained more traction. Cody Cole, Noel Miller, Daz Black, Danny Gonzalez, Dick and Balls, those channels saw huge surges in popularity when all of their competition faded away. Because they actually provided value with their jokes, content and commentary. They had actual substance to their videos. They were funny and entertaining. Now, I don't want to call these channels reaction YouTubers because that has a negative stigma to it, so I will call them reactionary channels. These reactionary channels transformed their content to pass under fair use law, but were actually engaging and funny enough that people were watching them for them. This brings me to today's landscape. The lines between this type of content are very blurry, so let me draw up some arbitrary boxes so we can just neat them up and put them nicely. I think we can organize most of today's commentary reaction landscape in these boxes: theft, lazy reactions, reactionaries, and commentaries. Alright, so the theft category. What I mean here are those old school reaction videos that are still sometimes seen today. Even though by some legal miracle they don't get copyright strike by the YouTube overlords, in my eyes, stealing a video with just your face in the top right and then claiming a profit is theft. Channels like Studio Geek, Cartier Family, or as much as it pains me to say, Laid Back, or actually, in my opinion, stealing content. Of course, I can be completely wrong here. If they have the original, like, content creator's permission, of course, I take back everything I said. They are not thieves, they have the permission. But as far as I know, they don't. Now, I didn't watch the other creators, but I did watch Laid Back. So it hurts me to say this, but even though I think he's super likable and is very chill, I have to be honest and say, he doesn't provide nearly enough value.
You ain't got a clue, let's be honest. I had a couple seeds and made a forest.
I had a couple seeds and made a forest. That was hard.
The work and take the profit.
Watching a rap video for 3 minutes and then just pausing it and replaying some bars saying, bars, isn't really transformative enough for me to be able to call it not theft. As for the Cartier Family and Studio Geek, I didn't watch them, so I can show no mercy here. And Jesus Christ, this is theft. Like, they are stealing the videos. Legit, all they could do is put like PNGs of their faces and the video, and the content would still be the same.
You got shirts? Russia. Russia. What the heck? That was a very important game. That is actually insane.
They don't pause the video, they don't rewatch it, they don't talk about it. They just watch the video. It's like you sat down with a friend and watched the video together. But you're paying your friend to watch the video with him. What? Even sitting there for 20 minutes and watching anime, then talking about it. Jesus Christ, your content is... like, the foundation of it is the video. Nobody cares about your opinion. Most I've heard these guys talk without the video playing was when they're asking for to like and subscribe and buy their merch. This is, in my eyes, theft. But alright, let's move on to today's reaction content. Okay, here I cannot in fairness call them theft because they actually are like putting in, or their editors are putting in effort to like transform the video and make them seem funnier than they actually are. But, you know, it's not theft. They're doing something else. They're doing a lazy ass reaction. A lot of popular reaction channels from back in the day are here. Aziland, Sniper Wolf, people like that, doing the bare minimum to have their perfectly bland and tasteless video out in 2 days, every day. Oh, corn, sounds so salty. Yes, I am salty, because these motherfuckers will watch a video and rack up more views on one of them than I have in my entire channel. So yes, I am salty, suck my dick. No, but you know, in all seriousness, Sniper Wolf, Aziland and those kind of motherfuckers is their editor slaving away while they're just watching a video. But you know, they get a perfectly bland and transformative piece of content. But what can I say? It's as bland as water cereal. Reactionaries. Alright, continuing with the cereal analogy, here you get a perfectly enjoyable bowl of cereal. But depending on how much of a sweet tooth you have, it's easy to get fed up. So you gotta change the flavor sometimes. And the flavors being Danny Gonzalez to Daz Black, Cody Ko, Drew Gooden, or the fucking limited ass flavor of Noel Miller. Jesus Christ, I cannot have enough of you. You bitch, why aren't you uploading? But yeah, all of these channels have perfectly fine, interesting and engaging content, which I cannot talk shit about, because I would like to say I have reactionaries as well. I have to give myself a shout out. This is the best serial right here. Best. It's so fun. You should watch that video after as well. This is no longer like lazy content. They have unique, funny, engaging takes, and just make for a nice, enjoyable time to watch. But still, in my opinion, they usually don't provide enough depth or commentary to count as a commentary channel. But still, perfectly enjoyable content here. Okay, my main difference here is the amount of depth they provide to the video they're talking about. More analogies that are heavily influenced by their own takes, crazy amounts of commentary, and crazy amounts of yapping. Here, the video is more of a starting point from which they go into depth about the entire theme. The channel I'm thinking about is Think Before You Sleep. No matter if you agree with his political takes or not, you have to give him some credit. He puts in effort. He will bring in so much additional value to the video, you will forget he's commenting on a video and you think he's just talking about something interesting. He puts in the work. He's drawing up studies, analogies, his own experiences. He is doing the most to make sure that he is providing you with content. I think a lot of Abba and Preach's videos also fall in the commentary theme, simply because of how much they yap. You will hear him yap for 5 minutes about some small inconsequential part of the video that you have paid no attention to. But they will talk about it, and it will be the most funny, interesting, engaging thing I've ever heard. Like, Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers will yap about anything for 15 minutes, and I will just be sitting there like, yes! Genuinely, if I had one wish on this planet, I would wish for $1 billion. If I had 2 wishes, I would wish for Abba and Preach's humor to be just downloaded into my brain. But alright, these guys are safe from copyright claims, right? They put in so much effort to transform the original content into their own thing. That means they rightfully own the profits, right? Alright, remember how I mentioned that stricter copyright laws finally allowed the creators of the original content to rightfully claim their profits? Well, things got messy. By default, if your video gets copyright claimed with no human oversight, the system will just reroute all the profits to the original content owner. See how that creates problems? No human oversight over the very ambiguous fair use laws led to a very particular breed of dickheads. Copyright claim hunters. The whole idea of protecting creators was great in theory, but it was easily exploited. Some original content owners realized that they have been handed a cash cow. Instead of just protecting their work, they saw this new system as a way to profit from anyone who used even a tiny sliver of their content, regardless of how transformative the entire video was. Defending the copyright claim was a huge pain. YouTube's notoriously shit response times meant it took days or weeks until an actual human looked at the video and removed the copyright claim. But by that time, all the profit that the video has made has already gone to the copyright claim hunter. Now, the abuse of this system goes even further with the Actman story. Now, I won't get into the whole thing, but roughly 2 years ago, the Actman got into a huge fiasco. He uploaded a video critiquing Quantum TV. Now, what did Quantum TV respond with? A tweet? Another video? Or just ignored it? No. He simply copyright claimed or copyright striked the video because he couldn't handle the criticism. It wasn't about stolen content anymore. This was just about using copyright as a weapon to remove any video you didn't like. I highly recommend you watch the entire story. I'll link it in the description, it's pretty good. But along with Actman, a lot of creators stood up saying that their videos were unfairly copyright claimed. It came to be that it wasn't just the lazy reactions who were targeted. Channels dedicated to thoughtful analysis, satire, and even educational content were facing claims. This made clear that fair use itself was under attack, and commentary channels were on the front lines. So where do we stand with the laws today? The absolute legal grey area of copyright claims is still a mystery, and I'ma let you on a little secret. I don't know much from first-hand experience, I don't make any money off this shit, but all of my videos are fucking copyright claimed either way. But seeing how there isn't any ongoing huge hate towards YouTube from either side, I'd say the system is working okay. Well, that's the case for YouTube. How are things going on for Twitch? Keeping an audience engaged is incredibly hard, exponentially so when you're doing it live. You have to have a great personality, talk about interesting subjects, or provide incredible content all live on air. Or simply turn on someone else's video on your stream and walk away. Hasan.
Here you'll see my dog. Somebody left their Subway cup in here.
I have no idea what's going on.
Hasan, even though your chair gives more insightful comments than you do, it doesn't mean you have the right to leave it with the video still playing at the back. to leave it while the video is still playing in the back. At that point, you're no longer doing a reaction stream, you're just straight up stealing someone else's content. But Hasan is no stranger to theft. He has a pretty face, I'll give him that, but that doesn't mean he's allowed to plaster it over someone else's thumbnail and call it his. If you like Hasan Slander, sub to the channel. We do that here. But Hasan isn't alone in this theft. A lot of streamers got huge backlash from essentially stealing videos, and it doesn't really fit the premise for this video, so I'll just leave some videos talking about that in the description. Alright, now there are a lot more topics I want to go into here, like is all lazy content bad? Or video game videos lazy? How could we improve on fair use laws, and etc. But I want to keep the algorithm satisfied by uploading this video, so I might just make a part 2 of this sometimes. So I might just make a part 2 to this video, or just revisit the theme entirely someday. But for now, I hope you'll enjoy the yapping, and I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Reaction versus commentary. Origins. It added value. If you watched the original, just watched the original video, you'd have missed out on all of because you were a dumb kid like me.